In September 2025, Nepal was shaken by one of its deadliest waves of youth-led protests. The nation watched in alarm as violence, fueled by deep anger over corruption and nepotism, erupted across major cities. Frustration had been simmering among Nepal's youngest generation for years. Young people saw politicians' children benefiting from privileges, attending elite schools, and enjoying luxury lives, while most citizens struggled with unemployment and rising prices. These feelings of injustice reached a boiling point when the government imposed an unexpected and sweeping ban on social media, claiming national security but widely seen as an attempt to silence dissent. Thousands of demonstrators, mostly students and many still in school uniforms, filled the streets of Kathmandu and other cities. They demanded transparency, accountability, and the immediate restoration of their digital freedoms. Police responded at first with tear gas and water cannons. But as protesters advanced toward key government sites, officers escalated to live ammunition. The crackdown resulted in tragedy. At least 19 people, including many teenagers, lost their lives. Hundreds more suffered injuries, some severe. Hospitals were overwhelmed as rubber and metal bullets, as well as clouds of tear gas, affected even medical staff and patients. Curfews were quickly imposed, and the country's home minister was forced to resign in response to public outcry. These protests were about much more than just a ban on social media. They were an eruption of rage against the deep-rooted issues of corruption and political favoritism. Slogans and hashtags pointing out the privileges of so-called Nepo kids, children of powerful officials, went viral, echoing online and on protest placards. The young generation made it clear they would not accept a future dictated by inherited power and inequality. In a bid to calm the situation, Nepal's government lifted the social media ban and made promises for reform. However, public anger had reached a tipping point. Government buildings and homes of senior politicians were targeted by arson in retaliation, highlighting how deep public trust had eroded. The Prime Minister eventually stepped down, recognizing the growing crisis of legitimacy. Nepal now faces a crucial crossroads. The violence and anger seen in 2025 point to a generation that will no longer tolerate impunity or privilege. Their unified voices, amplified by both social media and direct action, have set the stage for political changes the country can no longer avoid. Will this chapter be the beginning of true reform in Nepal, or just another cycle in its political struggles? Only time will tell.